Are you on a fixed income, but you love to quilt and you're having difficulty being able to afford fabric? Well, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to give you 8 tips for finding fabric at no cost. Hello everybody, this is Michelle Fox and welcome to The Simple Quilter. In recent videos, I've had subscribers comment that they're on fixed incomes and simply can't afford to purchase fabric. So today I'm going to share some resources for finding fabric at no cost. My first tip is to recycle what you have. In our home, I have used lots of things to recycle to make quilts. For example, I have a closet full of button-up 100% cotton shirts that I'm going to use to make a memory quilt. Those shirts had belonged to my mother. I've used denim jeans to make denim picnic quilts. Many of my viewers have commented that they use flannel sheets or sheets for backing fabrics. And I even watched a video where someone used a towel for the backing. You could really use a towel for the inside of a quilt or an old blanket for the batting if you can't afford batting. You could use fleece for the batting. So look around your house to see what you can recycle and turn into a beautiful quilt. The second thing you can do is you can ask family and friends. When I was collecting fabric for the denim picnic quilt I made, I even asked some of my siblings if they had old denim jeans that I could use. One of my friends donated lots and lots of denim for me to use, and I didn't have to spend 1 penny on any of that. Ask family and friends for t-shirt quilts. Maybe you want to make them a t-shirt quilt or a memory quilt, so you can ask them for button-up cotton shirts. The third one I want to recommend is to ask your fellow quilters. There have been numerous times where I had fabric, but I needed a specific fabric, so I just simply asked my friends if they had any. The fourth place you can go to find free fabric are your local quilt guilds or sewing groups. Our guild has a fabric stash that they use for community service projects, and some of that fabric has been donated to quilters who cannot afford to purchase fabric. Also, many guilds have groups within their guild that do community service projects, and sometimes they put together kits for sew days for other quilters to come and sew with to make quilts for those specific community service projects. For example, I used to help with the Quilt of Valor group here in our town, and I would cut fabric and put it into kits. Then other quilters would get those kits, sew them up, and then return them to the Quilt Guild. And that would be used to make quilts of valor. So be sure to check with your local sewing guilds and quilt guilds. Many of the members, if they simply know that somebody's in need of fabric, they will donate fabric for that person specifically. The fifth place that you can check are your local churches. Some local churches do sewing projects to make quilts for those in need. They may have kits for you to sew together, or you can join them on the day they get together to make those quilts for community service projects. So don't forget to check your local churches. Another resource you might check are your local senior community centers. Sometimes they have sewing groups there, and they may have supplies for quilters to use. There are also resources on the web. You can check sewing and quilting groups. Sometimes they have fabric to give away. You can also check with recycling organizations. Sometimes they may have free fabric. Number 8 is to share your love of quilting with others and let them know that if they ever come across extra fabric, or if they have fabric, that you would love to have that fabric. All of this fabric was given to me. This is a bag full of scraps still. And this fabric, I didn't ask for this fabric. The person who gave me this fabric just knew that I loved to quilt and knew that I did community service projects. So she asked if I wanted this fabric. Now there are yards and yards of fabric here. And over the years, tons of yards of fabric have been given to me for the dog bed project. Let me give you some other examples of people getting free fabric. A lady in our quilt guild likes to sew little triangles. So when we are cutting down squares or making half square triangles, we save those triangles for her. She makes beautiful projects with those, and those don't cost her a dime. I love to work with selvages, and the word got around that I like to do that. I shared that with my friends, and people just started saving and giving me selvages. And they make great quilt projects. I hope this helps those of you who are in restricted budgets. Please don't let the lack of fabric keep you from quilting. There are resources out there to help you. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, have fun quilting.